It got to the point I couldn't even do the simplest of things with the kids or with the family, and it was just time. I was tired of not being able to really live life. I came to Cyprus to go to AIMIS to have a disc replacement and a disc fusion. I found out about AIMIS from a friend of mine who had a friend that had come over and had a very similar procedure done as to what I have had done. So I talked to the gentleman, and he was extremely happy with what he had had done, and so it kind of started my research from there and proceeded on. Talked to some other references who had told me about their procedures and how happy they were with their results also. So I decided to go ahead and start researching AIMIS a little bit more, finding out a little bit more about what they do and what was available. And because of the procedures that I needed to have done were not available where I live, I continued on and researched out the doctor that was from where I'm from, that comes over here and does the procedures. I had talked to the references, and he had gave me the name of his doctor, who was Dr. Tome. So Dr. Tome explained to me what my options would be, and then it looked pretty good to me, so he put AIMIS in contact with me, and we started scheduling and setting things up from there. They explained how the program works. It was pretty straightforward. I talked to Diane and both Sonny. They got the ball rolling and got the procedure going and got me pretty much ready to start making the trip to Cyprus. Once Dr. Tome told me AIMIS would be getting a hold of me, it was about a day and a half to 2 days. They were right back to me via both email and phone conversations. So they got a hold of us very promptly, explained to me what I'd need to have done, films, all the arrangements and things like that. So the ball got rolling pretty quick. I have had this problem for, over 20, 25 years. It's an old sports-related injury. I used to do a lot of skiing and, trick skiing and things like that, and I just kind of beat my body up through the years. And it was just a continual degrading of the discs, and quality of life became an issue. It got to the point I couldn't do the simplest of things. So at that point, that was when I started researching my options with the first surgeon. And I really wasn't liking what I was hearing there with just fusing everything and then problems. He even admitted that there would be problems down the road with just continually fusing things. So when I had heard about this other option from a friend of mine, I really wanted to research it right away and get on it and see, what else was out there that I could do. It got to the point I couldn't even do the simplest of things with the kids or with the family. And it was just time. I was tired of not being able to really live life. Once I arrived in Cyprus, everything was absolutely on target. I mean, they did a quality job. They met us at the airport. We had absolutely no issues with making connections once we got to Cyprus. Sunny was standing there waiting for us. We got our taxi. She got us to the hotel right away, got us checked in, had a good night's sleep, and got up the next morning, went over to the AIMIS hospital. We got checked in there with, the transition of everything was so smooth, it was almost kind of unbelievable. We got checked into the room, got all my pre-op work done, and just kind of waited for my rotation in the operating room to come up. All the nurses were wonderful. Everybody was very efficient, very quality job, very friendly, explained what they were going to do very well, and it made it, your comfort level just continued to rise, and it was a very good, very, very good situation. Once the surgery came up and, I was done with the surgery and everything and got back to my room, it was very obvious that the facility was, you walk in the door and it's clean, it's bright. The decorations and the decor is it's like a museum. Very beautiful. It's American hospitals have nothing over this facility. It's It's a very, very nice facility. After the surgery, you know, coming out and everything, the first night there, the first nurse, her name was Christina. She was absolutely wonderful. I'd hit the button to call for her, and I mean, she was there almost magically, instantly. It was just wonderful how quick she was there. She would, you know, if I wanted something, she was right there. It was middle of the night, and I wanted ice, and she said, you know, they don't have it on the floor right away. So I don't know where she went to get it, but she reappeared with some ice a little while later. I like my water with ice in it. I'm kind of, you know, I don't like warm water. So she understood that, and she went out and found it. It was wonderful. She's an incredible person. I'd like to let her know that. It's been a week now since I've had the surgery, and you know, I started to get a little bit of relief right away. It seems like each day I'm starting to get a little bit more relief here and there. Kind of have to be careful and catch myself not overdoing it, you know, and doing things like that. So I have to make sure that, you know, I'm regulating that and trying to stay on top of that. But at the 1 week point, I'm pretty happy with where I'm sitting for now. Dr. Tomei explained to me that it would take a little bit of time before the big gains are made. After you get through the surgery sores and things like that, that's when you'll start seeing the gains on the problems that I was having. So, you know, I'm real optimistic about it, and I'm looking forward to each week as they come. AIMIS was very cooperative on the paperwork. They would email me over the forms and things or links that needed to be filled out. They made it very easy to get everything done. So there was times if I was very busy or something, I would have my wife help me with it, and she had no problems with it, and said she was able to get it done and back right away. It seemed really, really good. I was rather impressed with how well they helped with all the paperwork. AIMIS, you know, set us up with all the details of what would happen after the surgery. I'd go from the hospital to the resort here at the La Meridian, and it's a beautiful resort right here on the water. I mean, it's first class all the way. The food is good. That was one of the things we were looking forward to, was trying the different cultures of food and everything. So that's been a wonderful experience. As far as AIMIS taking care of me here at the resort, they're here every day, multiple times a day. The doctors are here, the physical therapists are here. Sonny stops by. Mary's here, you know, very promptly with any of my needs or any questions are answered. So there's really been no problems as far as communication and getting things done. Getting medications refilled have been good. So, you know, that's all been nice. Yeah, no, I brought my wife and my son with me. They wanted to get out and see a little bit of culture, so they were out the last few days out sightseeing and doing a little bit of shopping and seeing what else is out there. As far as I go, you know, you've always heard about Cyprus, and Cyprus had always kind of been this mystical place that, you know, everybody thinks of as just this mystical place that I didn't really know a whole lot about before I started researching some of the stuff, and it's a very beautiful country. As far as, you know, my feelings go towards AIMIS, I'm very happy with them myself at this point. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend them to anybody that, you know, if AIMIS could help them or had a surgery or a procedure that they would benefit from, I would absolutely tell them to check it out and recommend it. I've actually already have one friend who has back problems and has had them for quite a while, who is very curious, you know, to see how my results come a few months down the road. You may be hearing from him. I mean, he may be getting a hold of Dr. Tomei, and he may be signing up to come on over and have a procedure done himself. So, yes, no, I would definitely recommend them. They were very good with everything. They explain everything. Their customer service and patient service is very good.